All right, Grant Dawson's probably doing a drug test for the UFC, and look at that. Perfect time, and like we planned it all week long. One leaves and another enters. One of the best strawweights on this planet, Gillian the Savage Robertson. What's up, G?
What is up? How are you today?
Doing good. I feel bad for the other person who gave you that on your eye.
Oh, yeah, me too. Rough day for him.
How are you? How's life?
I'm doing great. Obviously getting back to sparring. Had some good rounds today, but got caught a little bit. Just a reminder to keep my hands up, the usual.
People yell at me all the time, hands up and off the center line. Get your head off the center line.
Yeah. It's things you hear all the time that when something happens like this, you're like, maybe I should listen to that.
Once in a while, I hear that. Well, Elle's, I think you know this, a little under the weather right now. We're sending our bestest to Elle. Hopefully she's back and better than ever soon. We'll get into Saturday. Dustin Poirier's last fight. We've I think us as a brand have pushed it maybe more than anyone. We are so excited for Saturday. But I want to go more to you. I saw some great content from you this weekend at Rise of Warrior. Saw even you a little clip on another podcast sort of someone there live. Seemed awesome. How was your weekend? How was the fights at Rise of Warrior this weekend?
Oh yeah, it was a great weekend. Rise of Warrior and Combat Night, really. There's a couple other shows that I fought on here and there, but Rise of Warrior and Combat Night were the two shows that as an amateur, I think I fought like 4 or 5 times on each one of them, They were a huge part of my career coming up. So it was just it's always good to go back home. For me, I'm from Port St. Lucie. Rise of Warriors, it's in Fort Pierce. It's essentially in that area, 30 minutes away. So that is like where I grew up essentially. So it's good to go back home.
For sure. That's that. Everything good on the drug testing?
Yeah, it wasn't a drug test. It was something unrelated to a drug test. It was crazy.
Very cool. Okay. Well, Grant. I was saying we'll kind of finish this weekend off, and then we'll go into this weekend coming up. Someone who does 1/10 probably that you do, G, with outfits and some sorts. You're going to be on camera. Every time I've seen you at 50 of these shows, you've had 50 different outfits. Is it a thing? Do you have to plan like, okay, if I'm doing a show, if I'm going to a fight show, I have to get my outfit ready? I know Grant will wear his UFC black jogger pants and probably his hoodie, and he's living the dream. Us, high level society people, we got to get dressed up nice. Do you have to pick an outfit in front of hand and with time?
Oh yeah. It's definitely a struggle, and it's definitely something I'm yelling at myself now of we need either to get rid of clothes or stop buying them, because I'm my closet is getting to the point where I literally had one of the racks fall down. I had 4 separate racks. I had one of them fall down because it was too heavy. So I'm we're at the point where we need to take steps with this.
There we go. Okay. We talked about early on the show, Grant and I, a little bit, but G, this is up your alley. What do you think about Fatima Klein? Good performance in Nashville.
Oh yeah, it was definitely great. She's someone who even obviously she lost her debut, but even with that performance and what I've seen of her before, I've known her on the jiu-jitsu scene for a while. So I guess I've been looking forward to her UFC debut for a while, and I knew that she was going to be something impressive coming in, and I think she's really shown that her last 2 fights. She never really even got to show any of her grappling, which is I feel how a lot of people know her as a well-decorated grappler, but obviously her striking is a proven threat, which she was able to show this weekend.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's a very good point. Grant, I love when I put up the comments on the show. You look like Jim Carrey from Cable Guy. You get all close to it.
I can't read as it is, and remember that I'm on my phone. I'm not on this giant laptop that I bought my wife that seems to break every 3 minutes. So I gotta lean in and read, then I'm dyslexic, so I'm sounding out the word. It's just it's bad. It's bad. I'm doing my best. I'm doing the best I got with the gifts I've been given. All right.
Dude, you're doing all right, Grant. You're doing all right. Look at you, another ghost energy. That's his 3rd one of the show. Will Gillian Robertson be in New Orleans for Dustin Poirier's retirement fight?
No, Gillian Robertson will be at home on her couch watching Dustin Poirier's retirement fight, probably the next morning, because I'm going to fall asleep that night.
So all right. This is the show. I'll tell the audience. Grant kind of did one on himself earlier, so I'll do one on myself. Friday night, we had our championship basketball game with my son's team. We win the championship. We're out partying all night. That means we went to Dairy Queen and had a blizzard, and it was 9:30. So we go home. I'm so tired. I was exhausted, all my energy. So Saturday night are the fights. I fall asleep around. It was right. I think Steve Garcia was walking to the ring. I'm like, and I was really excited for that fight. We've been talking about it for a week. I really wanted to watch that fight and see how it went. I fall asleep. I wake up around 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m. I'm like, oh my goodness. It was one of those, I was scared. I was like, what happened? So before I even turned on my phone, I go out to the living room. I put on the big screen and I watched it. I was so proud of myself. I'm a bad phone person. I'm on it every 20 seconds. I didn't watch my phone for like 45 minutes to watch Garcia, Cater, Bonfim, Wonder Boy, and then Derek Lewis knock out Teixeira in 35 seconds. So it was, I felt it's one of those things. It's tough. You feel like you missed something, you know?
Oh yeah. And especially those fights, the Garcia and Cater fight, Garcia really impressed me. I'm like, just the way he's able to use his eyes and stay in the pocket and constantly move forward, constantly push the pace. And even in the second round, Cater caught him twice, and he's just got a chin on him. Doesn't relent on that pressure at any point in the fight. He really impressed me watching him this weekend.
Question for both of you. We'll start with Grant. Does Calvin Cater fight in the UFC ever again?
I think they'll give him one more. I think that he's had that he's had that career where he's going to get the Tony Ferguson level of love. Do I think he's going to win in the UFC ever again? That one, I don't know. I still think there are fun matchups you can make with him, though. I think there's a lot of good strikers coming up that you could be like, all right, Calvin Cater, you're up.
Yeah.
Oh,
G?
sorry, just real quick. I remembered what I saw this morning that about the rankings that like drove me crazy.
Oh yeah.
I saw this on a post, so if I'm wrong, correct me. But Bryce Mitchell is back in the 145-pound rankings. That's what I saw. And if that is true, I was just like, the dude is on a 3-fight losing streak, 2-fight losing streak, whatever it is, and going down to 135. And they couldn't think of another dude to put, like, just it made it look weird what the rankings are doing. That's what I saw. I don't know if it's true, but it said newly ranked Bryce Mitchell. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think so. I hate to say that, but I don't think so.
Well, I hope I'm wrong. I'll try to find it and I'll see if I can send it to you. But
you're right. Grant, you're right. Bryce Mitchell is ranked number 14th in the featherweight division. You're right.
It's like the UFC rankings gets a bunch of shit for what they do. And instead of trying to fix it, they double down and say, hey, how can we get more hate from the fans? Yeah. You know, what can we do? It's like watching a Disney remake.
Good one. So that's bad enough. You ready for this one? Even worse. And dude, this man's been on our show 4 times. He's always been good to fight bananas. He's got his own promotion. I'm cool with Calvin Cater. He's lost 5 fights in a row. 5. Like, UFC is the highest level of our sport. He's lost 5 in a row. Most people, if you lose 2 or 3, you're on the bubble. He's ranked number 15th in the featherweight division right now.
I've lost 1 fight in the UFC, and I was ranked number 10, and they kicked me out.
Like, what are we doing? And the featherweight division's awesome. Like,
yeah, it's not like there aren't guys that can get put back in there. You know,
that is crazy to me.
Do him and Sean Woodson if you give him another one.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
I did not mean to steal your spotlight there, G. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. No, that's actually mind-blowing that, like, to think of both of them still ranked in a division it's not like there's nobody at 145.
Right. So good.
Right.
Another one, G, we talked about earlier was Taliesin Teixeira, who's 1-1 in the UFC, just main event against Derek Lewis, lost in 35 seconds. He's ranked number 14th in the heavyweight division.
But guess who's not ranked? A dude that's 5-1 in the UFC, coming off a 3-fight win streak by heel hook.
Yeah, I was gonna. G, you had this question. They go, G, what about Walter Walker training ankles home with him, taking ankles home with you? That's gotta have a little love for Mr. Walker.
Oh yeah, I've got a lot of love for that, and I feel like it's such a smart game plan in the heavyweight division because there's such a lack of jujitsu. They really do like. I remember watching like I feel like a lot of these guys, it's like they don't even know how to really properly defend the heel hook. It almost seems so effortless for him because not a lot of big guys are really training jujitsu, and that's why it's like you see like the Derek Lewis just get up because he's able to do it in a division like that. And that's why I was gonna say with the Teixeira, it doesn't make sense, but it almost makes a little bit more sense because it's in the heavyweight division. There's not a lot of guys up there, but in like a 45-pound division, that's where I'm like those guys don't make sense getting ranked.
It's crazy, absolutely crazy. Yeah, the UFC. Also, they said Batista and Font both being ranked 8. That's crazy. They're not, one's not 7 or 8 or 8 or 9. They're both 8. I don't know. It's just crazy. We talked about it earlier. I think they do it sometimes just to, like on a main card, be like, oh, 2 ranked middleweights are fighting, Paulo Costa and Roman Kopylov, which like without it, there's not a lot of buzz on that fight. Like I'm not really high on level on that fight. I'm more excited for the Brendan Allen, Marvin Vettori fight. But I guess you can say those guys are 2 top 10 middleweights. I guess, I don't know. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. But gee, let's get into this weekend. Dustin's last fight. You've had nothing but great things to say to him about him for the, we took a lot of the content out of it. Do you have a story or something behind the scenes? And I know being a female at American Top Team back then, maybe you guys didn't cross paths a lot. Do you have a fun story, a Dustin Poirier story that you haven't talked about on air yet?
No, I guess I'm kind of in that boat where I'm like, I've always known Dustin from being a teammate, seeing him in the gym and seeing him work. But I'm like, I guess I don't talk to anybody in general. Never mind. I'm usually like in the gym, getting my work, getting out. But so I've never really talked to Dustin on a personal level.
Okay. But still, one of your all-time favorites, right? Like you're a Dustin girl, like I am a guy, like I'm like emotional about Saturday. I'm just like, it's going to be nuts.
Oh yeah. It's like, there's always going to be like that 50K dog fight coming up whenever Dustin Poirier is on the card. So it's just a name like that to retire. It's definitely a huge moment for the UFC.
Yeah, big time. Grant's been worried about it all month. Look at him. He's emotional guy talking about Dustin Poirier.
Listen. Dave, this past month has only talked about 2 things, and that's his son's basketball team and Dustin Poirier. So here's my question for Dave. If you had to pick one, you can see Dustin Poirier's fight live, the retirement, the whole thing, or you go to your son's basketball game. Which are you picking? You can only do one.
It's not even a close question. It's not even a close second. It's my son. We talked about, I've turned down so many things. I could have been, I hate to say it now because hopefully G's seen more of it than you, Grant, about the Conor McGregor today. We had an interview with Conor McGregor on Thursday, turned that down. We had our semifinals. We had multiple PFL events. They could have flew me out to Chicago, been at that event. It's like, nah, guys, I'm in the middle of this bloodline season. We're a good team, and it just went so well. I was debating about going to this New Orleans thing. I remember we talked about it. We've just kind of been busy. Life at home's been good. So we just, I can't wait to watch it on Saturday. But the bloodline took over. Crazy. G, tell me, this is hard for a man to ask a woman this. I think even I can call you as a friend. Did you see a lot of Conor McGregor, what he was putting out there?
You see Angela Hill's post?
Laura Sanko?
Yeah.
So good.
A lot of bold moves by Conor this weekend.
Dude. Grant, you probably never seen this. He's kissing another woman on the beach. You're one of the most like celebrity person. You're in Hollywood, Florida. It's not like you're in like Brazil, like by yourself. You're in a community. You're kissing another. Like, what are you doing for one? And then 2, Gillian, what is he doing with this thing? Like, what is he has a weight attached to it? What's going on, Gillian?
Why asking me?
I just don't understand it. I don't get it.
Hey, that's scientific right there. That is science right there. Weight applied.
That's
science. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing, man. Maybe he was trying to circumcise himself.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, just sending it to I don't know, just sending it in general, randomly, unsolicited. Like, how do you, you're, like you said, he's a celebrity. He's a huge person. How do you not expect that to get out there?
Right. The number one rule of cheating is you can only cheat with somebody who has as much to lose as you. So it's bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for him.
I know. Oh my goodness. Crazy. I don't know. No way. It's not it, guys. Come on. It's not AI.
I've seen the real thing. That's not AI.
He was in the locker room with him. He knows exactly.
I'm just sitting there like.
Would Grant or Gillian fight on the White House card?
Gillian?
They put me on any card at this point. I'm down for it. But yeah, I would absolutely love to fight on the White. I think that's like a once in a lifetime opportunity there. It's just such a huge thing. I'm like, why would I don't think any fighter would say no that they don't want to.
Well, I actually disagree. I would much rather fight in the Apex. Of course we're fighting on the White House card. What are you talking about? That's a stupid question.
Yeah. I don't think there's no opponent too high, too low. Like, just to get it's going to be the most watched UFC event in our history. Like, it's going to be ginormous. Like, to be on that card, first fight of the night against a killer. Yeah, sign me up. Like, I think I would train my Brazilian jiu-jitsu to the next level. I'll train 2 days a week. And
you gotta train. You gotta train your pronunciation first.
I was gonna say, you gotta say it right first.
Yeah,
I've never been high level on that. So, oh my goodness, no wonder they showed. Oh geez, yeah. You're right. That's crazy. Did you watch any? Because didn't you have a teammate on that bare knuckle card, G?
No, I did not. I didn't watch any other bare knuckle that night. No, I was between Rise of Warrior. I got to my parents' house in Port St. Lucie at 12:30 at night. Then I woke up at 5 a.m. and I drove home to Miami and started watching the UFC card from the night before because me and Elle were supposed to have our podcast. And obviously she texted me later saying that she was sick. So I'm like, I was from the Rise of Warrior straight to the UFC with 4 hours of sleep.
Crazy. Great. And this is maybe too much of a personal question on air. It's what I do. I apologize. I believe it's your mom always. Do you have a niece or a granddaughter? Who's the precious girl that she posts about all the time? Who's that?
That is my niece. Yeah, her name is Persephone, and she's always like literally every fight. My parents sent me a video last time of her on a little rocking horse going, "Go TT Gillian!"
Yeah, dude, what a absolute precious girl. She's absolutely precious.
Absolutely adorable. I'm like, soon they're gonna put her in jiu-jitsu soon. Right now she's in like ballet, but I think she's got the fight in her.
There you go. I like that. Dude, like I said, with Colin and Dylan into it, and now both Colin's also doing boxing classes. Dylan wants to follow his older brother and do it as well. I'm trying to keep him out of it because Dylan's good at other sports as well. Like, I don't know. I feel like he's maybe too young, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe he's
too young for what? Too young for MMA?
Yeah.
Nah, bro. Come on. What are you doing?
Get him in?
Yes, absolutely. What's the worst that could happen? He grows up with confidence? Like what?
Hey, he can hurt his neck. His neck could be hurt, like someone I know.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah,
it's not that bad.
And the word, you guys know this. I know a matchmaker pretty well. I could get both of them 5-0 amateur fights easy.
I mean, honestly though, that's not hard nowadays. Hey, you get them to 5-0. By the time here's the thing. By the time that they get to 1-0 as professionals, they'll be on the Contender Series. The way that the Contender Series is watering down the sport so much, they'll be 1-0 with one finish against a garbage can, and they'll be on the Contender Series and then be set up. So there you go.
Hey.
Not gonna lie, I have a couple friends who are on the Contender Series this weekend, so I was like scoping out their opponents, and some of those guys, I'm like looking at their past fights, I'm like, they padded their record so hard to get there. It blows my mind how the UFC can look at like the fights I was watching and be like, yep, that deserves to be in the UFC.
Yeah. Grant just said, like, there's just not other talent to choose from. Like there's so many minimal stages to perform at if you're a 1-0 mixed martial artist. And especially, let's just be honest, if you're good, like people can know that Bella Mir, right? She's pretty dang good. It's hard to get her fight. Like you just get that pro or two pro.
I think he froze.
Yeah, I lost you for a little bit there, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone
storming.
Completely.
He did tell me that it was storming, so it's probably that. But
no, Florida's been bad all week. All these last 2 weeks, I feel like it's just been hurricane season here.
You want to hear something funny? Elle and I were watching Stranger Things the other day, and it was like storming. And in the episode, like the lights started flickering because the demon or whatever was there, and like the power goes out, and then our actual power went out. And we were like, all right, that's enough TV for today. We're done. We're done. Turn it off.
Our power went out for like 2 minutes, and we had all 4 kids, and it's like, they're like, what do we do? I'm like, I don't know, just play with your toys.
Just exist. Like that's what we did when the power went out. When I was a kid, we existed.
Yeah, they had no idea what to do.
The power goes out. I'm like, guess I'm going to bed now.
Right? Oh, I guess it's bedtime.
Yeah.
It's dark.
Yeah. It was 3:30 for us in Florida. All right, guys. Last thing, we made it. Dustin Poirier, Max Holloway. Let's just kind of put a bow on the fight. We've talked about it for so much. But G, what do you think is going to happen? We talked about it earlier. Do you think winning or losing this fight matters a lot in the long run for Poirier? Do you think like, oh, he needs to win his last one? Put a bow on Dustin Poirier's last fight and being in the main event.
Honestly, either one of these guys loses. I hate it. So I'm like, we go out on a draw. No, but I would love to see Dustin be able to go out with a win. But that being said, too, I'm like, I'm so emotionally torn on this fight. I absolutely would love to see Max get another win under his belt. I don't know. Dustin obviously was able to pull it off the first 2 times. I think that I want to say it still goes that way.
Me too. I agree with you. I think Dustin's up 2-0 for a reason. I think he'll definitely win. But it's weird as much as I was insanely invested when he fought Islam because I just thought that win would mean so much, and having Islam lose and Dustin winning, like that is ginormous. With this being his last fight, like I have that pressure's off me for him wanting him to win. I know it doesn't really matter. It almost matters more for Max. Max is the one that's still going to be there and going to fight probably in 2025. Like he'll fight probably in December or November. Is it against? I don't think he fights Charles Oliveira, win or lose. I don't. I think if he loses, there's 3-4 guys. And if he wins, there's 2 or 3 guys. I think there's a little bit difference for what happens if Max wins or loses.
Yeah. I think it's bigger for Max to win.
Yeah.
If Dustin loses, it's like it does nothing to his career. Everybody still looks at him the exact same way. And we know even if he does lose, it's going to be a banger of a fight.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It's not like he's going to go to away easy. So Dustin has a lot less to lose where it does so much more for Max in his movement forward if he is able to pull this off.
Right. Grant?
I think that this is one of those weird scenarios where on an emotional level, obviously I want Dustin to win. Obviously, everybody, is torn on this. I think that as long as it's a good fight, if it's similar to their first fight, whether who wins or loses, I think everybody's like, okay, both these guys can still do it. Both these guys are going out the way that they came in. And I think you can kind of go to bed like, man, that was a close split decision that Max lost. And I think everybody's happy about that. Dustin and Max, they have a great fight. It's a banger. I think we'd be a little disappointed if, the first round, somebody eats a knee, goes down, and it's a finish. And it's just kind of like, wow, like, you know what I mean? I think that people aren't looking at who wins or loses this. They just want to see a really, really good fight for Dustin Poirier's last fight. On a strategy level and on a my own career, because it is my weight class, I'm very, very hopeful that Max loses. I don't want Max to win outside of Dustin being my friend, because now he's top 5. His next fight's going to be probably Charles. But if he loses, I could see him fighting behind and giving some of us lower guys a chance. So for me, Dustin Poirier winning this fight is 100% what I want to happen emotionally, fan wise, and as a friend, like, and career wise. For me, Dustin winning is nothing but good.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I'm telling you this, and I know he said he won't. If he loses this fight, I think there is a little part that he will debate about going back down to 145. I think he will. Ilya's up here. We all kind of know how that happened. And if he loses to Dustin at 155, who we all think is 4th or 5th or 3rd, like we think probably Arman and Ilya right now are better right now in their stage of their life. Like if he loses to Dustin, it's like, maybe I'm not a lightweight. Like maybe we can argue Max is the greatest featherweight ever in the top 3, and Volkanovski doesn't have a lot of time left. I think we can see him maybe even moving back down to 145.
Well, it's interesting too. It's like he's one good fight away from a title shot. You know, he goes back down, he fights Diego Lopez, beats Diego Lopez, which I think he's a very good matchup for Max. You know, like obviously I think Max would get that win, just kind of piece him up. And then boom, he's in, and we get to see Volk and Max, and we get to see who's really at the tail end of their career.
Like, this is just me. Like, obviously, I don't know actually, but just basing it off watching like Embedded things like that, it sounds like Max wants to choose 55 more because he can like eat through camp and things like that. And I'm like, which I really think like, if you dial it down the right way, that it could be just you could feel just as good. It might be a lot more draining mentally to dial in to get to that 45, but it seems like it's still a possibility for him the way he talks.
I agree. He was a big featherweight, but I never felt like he was like what Habib was doing at 155 or what even Islam was doing. I never felt that about Max. He made the weight, he made championship weight almost his whole career. Like he was always in title fights. So yeah, SG, we did talk about this. Mosarv got injured. He's out of the fight right now with Pico. We're hearing rumors that they are trying to move that fight, just keep that fight together, just move it back in time. We'll see if that happens. So, yeah, this is probably the real one. The real winners are the fans. I love it. I love it. Guys, I think we did it. Noelle Dawson today. We miss her dearly. She'll be on the Ben, I think they say. Should hopefully back better than ever. G, we appreciate you like always. Crazy Saturday night. It's here, UFC 318. So you're back to it's sparring. Does that mean you feeling good mojo about anything happening soon or not yet?
Tuesday's usually the day that if we're gonna get news, we get the news. So I'm sitting here, fingers crossed, waiting, hoping that they're talking about me in Las Vegas right now.
Have you been hearing Dean Thomas and DC on that show together lately?
No, I haven't. I'm like, Dean's always all over the place. I'm like, he has 50 different shows he's hustling with. So I'm like, I don't get to hear everything that he does.
Yeah. No, he kind of talked about you and just even about like the wins and losses. Like sometimes it's okay to lose in certain parts of your career if you're going to get on that winning streak like you're on right now. You're on that championship winning run right now. You know what I mean? So it was kind of cool to hear that. No one wants to lose. Everyone wants to go 29-0, but it's not realistic. I think, especially now in 2025, especially at the top level. So it was really cool insight by him. Like, and he mentioned you about like some of those losses back in the day in a weird way were good for Gillian, and because how badass you are now in 2025 and ongoing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, like you don't want to lose, but every loss has been a stepping stone into the path that I'm in now. So I'm definitely thankful for the path that I took. I'm thankful that I've been with the UFC for so long, because I feel like majority of my losses majority of my fights in general are with the UFC. Like I was an amateur for 2 years, a pro for 1.5 years, and I've been with the UFC for 8 years now. So I'm done a lot of growing up in the UFC and a lot of learning. So I'm just thankful that I've done so much learning at the highest level.
That's for sure. For sure. Well, and on this, Sean Sterling goes, why is Grant's name listed as T in his box?
It stands for testosterone. No, I'm just kidding. No, I literally got off because I thought drug free was testing me, and then I was just trying to jump back on. I was trying to type my name in, and it like selected the whole name, and then I guess I hit T by accident, and I was like, screw it, just sign in, and then I signed back in. So I'm Mr. T today.
You're Rampage Jackson.
I'm pity the fool.
There we go. All right, guys. We appreciate Grant Dawson on an 1.5-hour show, stepping up like he doesn't always. He'll step up on short notice and go to Paris and beat up Benoit St. Denis if he needs to, too. He'll do that damn thing. G, top 10 strawweight in the world, top 1 in our hearts. Appreciate you guys. We'll see everyone next week. No show tomorrow night. I don't know about Sunday morning. Hopefully we'll see about L, but hopefully everyone enjoy this week. Dustin Poirier's Last Dance is Saturday night. If anyone didn't know, make sure you watch it. All right. Have a good day.